Hello, blessed soul star family, and welcome to the 1111 portal reading. This is a group reading today. These are messages from the angels. Right when I started to open the portal, they asked me to just start recording. So if you'd like to take in some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I didn't notice until just now. I'm like, what time is it? I feel like they're trying to tell. Oh, it's 10:55, which is 11. Oh my gosh. I was wondering if they wanted me to start it at 11:11, but I have plans today, and I kept getting this like, I need to get going. I need to get going. So we still got the 11s. It was 10:11, which is kind of interesting because yesterday was 11:10. And I was really called to put this together as I was putting my wedding anniversary plans together. Today in real time is mine and Alder's 5th-year wedding anniversary. And I wondered if we were going to do anything with Spirit for the 1111 portal. But I got the vibe that they were like, you're going to do a lot of things tomorrow. So with that being said, keep breathing in and out. Get yourself something healthy to drink and eat if you need it while we are receiving this transmission from Spirit. Pause it if you need to do all the things you need to do to get comfortable. It'd be really cool if you're not doing anything else while you listen to these messages. Even myself, I can hear the traffic outside, right? Because it's getting close to lunchtime. It's a beautiful day today in the Pacific Northwest. It's just a gorgeous day. It's sunny. It's beautiful. I don't even have lights on. I have some candles, but that's it. It's just a really gorgeous energy, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So if you can, be as relaxed and open and full of love as you can. We are going to go through a lot of different things, a lot of different emotions. I have no idea how long this is going to be or what's going to happen. I took some notes from Spirit because so many energies and entities were coming through. But before we fully align with Spirit, the portal is open. I already called upon your higher self, my higher self. But again, I will call upon them and our guides, the angels and archangels, the 1111 energy, the third quarter moon energy, which is about transition and forgiveness. If you found yourself here today, if you are still in good enough spirits that you are hopeful, you could be having the worst time, but if you're feeling hopeful, something brought you here today, you won. You made it. We made it. We made it past the hard part. And it may look on the surface that we haven't, but we have. In terms of the energy, we have fully pulled the energy into where the Spirit needs to be aligned. But we're going to talk more about that so that we can continue to keep this energy and this portal open while we're in the rebirthing process of the year of the snake before we go into the year of the horse in February 2026. It's beautiful today because not only is it 11:11, but it's 11/11/2025, which comes out to the number 13, which is the divine feminine. I love it so much. Wait to see just like how many wonderful things are going to connect. And I also call upon our ancestors and the gods and goddesses and our benevolent creator, the nine, the universe, anything, all the energies that are meant to be here today. We open the portal for you. We also, as above, so below, we call upon our north, south, east, and west energy of planet Earth and all of the energies and entities that align with them. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Thank your guides, my guides. Thank you to all of us for being here today. Thank you to the 1111 portal. I'm feeling a lot of high fives going around. I'm seeing a lot of angel wings and cool things. And I'm just so grateful we're all here together today. And I love you so much. So we are going to call in the healing energies right now. And all you have to say is, I accept this healing energy with grace and gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. And of course, you can use your own languaging. That's what I say. That's what I'm saying to them now. So without further ado, I call in the Reiki healing energy. Yes, I call upon the fire energy to burn away all of that which no longer serves our greatest and highest good. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for the south, for protection. Thank you to the air energy, Raphael, to the healing energy of the east, wind, air, and the north energy to Uriel, the grounding energy, to keep us grounded, connected to all things on planet Earth. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, grounding energy. Thank you to the north. Thank you, Earth. And to the west, Gabriel, water, for clarity and consciousness, for understanding and knowing and communication. Blessed be Mercury retrograde energy. Speaking of communication. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this gentle Tuesday to receive all this divine information. Thank you to the third quarter moon. And also to Lilith herself. Wait till you guys see. Oh, I have so much to tell you, so much to share with you. Thank you, Spirit. So we receive this healing energy. We receive this healing energy. We give and receive this healing energy. As above, so below, we call in Metatron, our star family, the universal spirits of all knowing, of soul knowledge. Thank you to Metatron for being human and being celestial, to understand and forgive. Thank you for this third quarter moon cleansing energy. Thank you, Spirit. I feel it. Oh, thank you so much. And to the deep inner earth of Sandalphon, connected to our dearest Gaia, to our earth people, to the Fae, to the Elvish, the Lemurians, as above, so below. Thank you to the star energy. Thank you, Galactic Council. Thank you for loving us. They say, if you're ready, they're here to take away that pain and suffering you no longer need. Shed it here, my loves, today. You are here with the Galactic Council. We are here for you today. Welcome all. Welcome all. We have arrived. We are here. Thank you. 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 Enjoy your reading today, loves. Enjoy this portal energy. Enjoy this healing. Accept this healing. Cry, release, let it go. All these messages are timeless, but in this energy you will feel it and you will know. It's okay. It's all right. We love you so much. The gentle energy of love is where you come from. All of this other things, that noise that goes by, the darkness, the shadow, the bumps in the night, they had to be there and give you fright, so that you could learn and live to be right within you, within your soul. Let the seed flow through. If you found yourself here today, you are a star seed. You are a light worker. You are here for gentle, loving healing. Remember that. We're going out of the shadow and into the light. Say thank you to the dark soul. It needs us. It's just not the dark night of the soul, is it? No. It's many moons and different for all of you. Different stories, different karma. And that's okay, karma's good in all ways. Accept the healing. Release the trigger words. Release the triggers in general. Feel the fire, the power, the energy. We are open. We are here. Thank you, Lula. Blessed soul teachings today. We love you. You're no longer in the fray. Release and let it go. No more worries today. And moving forward, it's a human man-made construct to keep you in line and keep you in fear. But now you see that's dissolving, my dear. Keep that light bright. Shine that soul star love inside of you. You love pumpkins, you love Halloween, you like to be spooky. That's okay. You were made for that love. Stop denying who you are. You can be both light and shadow. You're meant to be. They're equal. But just because they're equal doesn't mean that you're equally dark all the time. It just means that you have a knowing and a consciousness and an awareness that it's always there, guiding you, loving you, and protecting you. It's part of your intuition. Keeps you out of trouble, right? Tough situations, scary situations, you need that. Yes, Lula. Lula likened it to a movie where Jack Nicholson says, you can't handle the truth. You don't want us there. You don't blah, blah, blah. We do the things that you don't want us to do. It's the same in the light. We are the balance today. It's a number 4, 1111. We got your back always. And when the outside world is getting crazy, remember they're not where you are yet. Some aren't even remotely awake, and some are in different stages. Remember that. Remember that we all work from our level of consciousness. So my dear star family, loving, loving creatures, keep that in mind moving forward. Because I promise you, when we reunite on 11/11/2026, you will understand so much more. We love you. Oh, when I looked up, it was 12:06, and I opened my eyes, and then I just looked again, and it was 12/13, which is my birthday. But I feel like December 6th is going to be a really powerful day for us. So did they have me? I'm going to write that down. Oh my gosh, how are you guys doing? Wasn't that lovely? That wasn't Galactica. That feels, oh, I just got the chills. That feels different. Whoever that was, it could even be me. I don't know. But it felt really beautiful. So I'm putting a heart on December 6th from 11/11 portal and see if they align. Reading. Okay. So, how are you feeling? How are you doing? What's going on? Today we are going to work with the Wellness Library. But before we get to that, our spirit animal is the crane. And it's not just any crane. It's the dark gray crane spirit. And I specifically researched it because this crane started coming to me. I believe it was Saturday. I wrote down the 8th. I believe it was Saturday. And I've seen it every day. And I've tried to go outside and get a video of it, and it flew away. I tried to be quiet and go out my window, and it flew away. And today I caught it on camera, and I just kind of got up in my window a little bit, and I was like hiding through my lemongrass. Like I was on a hunt, and maybe that's what, well, I should say that's what scared it away, but it's not that, right? Because they were meant to fly away. But anyway, what was really crazy was that I started to like zoom in so I can get this video for you guys, and I didn't even realize that they were going to be part of this reading. And then they flew away. And I was like, how do they see me? And I'm like, because they just know. But it wasn't even about that. It was about that spirit wanted me. They're like, okay, like third time's a charm, right? Because I literally said to them, okay, if they come back again, because I kind of spooked them off on accident earlier. And I was like, okay, if they come back again, I'm going to take that as a sign that you want me to utilize that information for this reading. And when I saw them come back after they flew away, and they were just like wading in the water and the trees right by my edge of my, the property, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I love it. But wait, it gets better. So today's the 3rd quarter moon, which is about transition and forgiveness. It's also the 7th cycle of the Libra moon, which is Libra is all about balance, right? It's about weighing the scales of justice. Today is a 4. 4s are about a strong foundation, a strong balance. Even the way the wellness library to me just looks very like, like if you just threw some legs on that and, flipped it like, sideways, it would be a good table. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's a really good, strong, sturdy energy for us today. And I couldn't be more grateful to sit with you and talk with spirit. And also, they had me utilize, this cool piece of resin that some artist made that I found in a thrift store. And I had it going the other way, the flip side, because of the portal. But now it's even more cool because there's like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a window or a portal. And I don't know if it's like picking up the window behind me. I don't want to, right now they're not having me zoom in. But I just want you to, concentrate on like what's going on in this image, because every single thing that's in our altar today was carefully curated. Thank you, Spirit. Sound therapy is something they want us to start working with. We will listen to that other bell in there, but get this. Here's the bell that we worked with today. And I'm like, is that a pelican? They're like, no, it's a crane. Look at that. Now, this is a really old bell. It's got like all this really cool Egyptian, I don't want to drop it because it's so heavy. I'm trying to go around. It's got this really cool Egyptian stuff on it, right? But on the inside, it says made in England. It's stamped, but it's so bloody heavy, right? I was married to a Brit, and we have a lot of Brits in our UK family in our tribe. But isn't that interesting? They had me go down a little bit because we are on the dark side of the moon, and we are still in the Libra moon, and we are in Scorpio season. But next week we will have the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th, and then we'll be going into Sagittarius season a few days later on the 21st. My moon's in Scorpio and I'm a triple Sag, so I'm really excited to kind of see what happens here. But also they want me, before we go into the medicine of the crane, they want me to remind you guys, I said it in a few readings and I've spoke to some of you, and maybe I'll send out, let me know, send me your email. My email is magicalmedium@gmail.com. You can see it if you click on the top where it says Tallulah Wren, my name and my information. You'll see, you can copy and paste my email there. And I was going to say, I used to have a link to it, but for some reason the link doesn't work, and I don't think it's meant to. It kept breaking, and people were like, I emailed you like so many times. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, like I'm showing them, like I would never lie about that. So everything happens for a reason. However, we haven't done a live session in many moons now. And so on the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th, we're going to be doing a live session. If you would like to be a part of that live session, it's on a donation basis. And remember, prayer is free. So, but we're going to do like a more localized live, meaning like you'll be live with me on YouTube, but it will be on a private link. And I'm doing that because if I was meant to go, I mean, if they have me go live with everybody, I will. But what I got from Spirit is they want me to start doing more like, we're like just our people, because sometimes when we're live, we're so powerful, and even with our guides and stuff, it's like these energies will come in, right? Like all's fair in love and war, like, meaning like while we're doing these readings and everything, it's like the shadow, it's like we can keep so much back, but it's meant to be what it's meant to be. Let me ask Spirit, do you want us to go like a broadcast live to everybody instead of a close link? Okay. Do we want to do a private link? Do we want to do a private link for the new moon in Scorpio? Okay, so we are. So basically what I'll need from you is your email address so that I can email it to you. So if you'd like to be a part of it, I'm going to start doing more things like that. I'm sure I'll go live. Ooh, and I looked down, it was 1919. So that's also an angel number they want us to work with. Obviously today's 11/11, but we got 1919. So let's also call for that. Oh shit, because I was just talking about the new moon being on the 19th, and then I looked up and it was 1931. Today's the 13th day, 31's backwards. Oh, it's a mirror. So yeah, so it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really neat. I'm sure I'll advertise a little bit more about it as we get closer. And now they had me reset up my PayPal. So if you would like to contribute to the work that I do on this channel, you can do so. It'll be in I'm moving too quickly. It'll be in the description box. And so I've got PayPal, which is international, and I have Venmo, and then there's always Amazon wish list, and I believe Amazon's international as well. So so that's great. So if you guys would like to contribute, and also seriously, prayer is free. If it is not in your wheelhouse, to do so, that's between you and spirit. You know what I mean? Like, I always say that to people because my money comes when it comes, which, by the way, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just received a recent donation. Thank you. You know who you are. I haven't had a chance to reach out to you because I've been crazy busy, but I promise I will. But you know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine timing, always, always, always. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. So, also when you send me your information, or you can, if you feel free, like if you feel comfortable putting your email out in public, that's up to you. But if not, like if you email me magicalmedium@gmail.com, I will receive your email. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'll get your email and I'll know from you reaching out that that's the email address that you want me to send it to. Does that make sense? Also, what did you say, Spirit? Oh, and the time, because I'm really trying to find a good time, and I haven't. Spirit's been. I'm seeing literally a blank, like chalkboard, like a blackboard, like it's blank. So I need your input. I need your feedback to give me, even if it's a window. If you're like, hey, Lula, this is the time that I'm, more open during this window, because then at least we can all kind of work with it. And what I'll try and do is give everybody the window at least by Monday, because it's on Wednesday. So by Monday the 17th, the moon day, which is also a big number for our tribe, and also the number 8, infinity, I will let you guys know by at least end of day Monday what time we're going on the 19th. So if it doesn't turn up in your time, that's okay. It just means you weren't meant to be there. And it means that you were meant to watch it. But remember that you'll be there anyway in spirit. So like anything that'll come through for you will come through for you, right? So I don't know exactly what we're going to be talking about. I have the chills all over my body. So I'm going to leave a pin in that there and move on to our reading. Oh my gosh, when I looked up, it was 2222. There's just so much magic. There's so much magic, which is the double of 1111. Oh my goddess. Oh my goddess. I have to write that down. Oh my goddess. There's just so much magic, you guys. I'm literally feeling the magic. So when I saw the crane this morning, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of like, holy shit. And it was so beautiful and it was so big and it holds such a significant meaning to me, Alder, and Baba. And so, I feel like I'll expound on that on the videos that I took of the crane. But what the magic that was lying in today was that I've been going through this really dark night of the soul ending. Like I feel like I've been going in through some massive, like almost like spider webs of darkness, like just trying to get out, trying to find my way over the last several weeks. It's just gotten more intense and coming for me. And I had decided, I said to Spirit, more power to Alder, like whatever he wants to do, wherever he's going in his life, like I wish him well. I'm like, but if, I'd sent an invitation to him to do something for our 5-year wedding anniversary today, which 5s are all about change and transformation. I mean, so crazy. And we've been together for 10 years. So we were together at 5 years, and we decided at 5 years that we wanted to really, move forward and betroth ourselves. No matter what we went through, we were going to commit that we were going to get through this together, no matter what, because Spirit gave us an option to walk away from each other or stay together. And it was so powerful. So, I messaged him on Saturday or Sunday, and because I realized, I'm like, we'd been talking about it, but I never like really asked him like if he wanted to, and I didn't want him to, I wanted him to want to be here. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want him to come here if he was not feeling like this was the right place for him. And I had decided though with Spirit, like, I said, I'm not rushing things, but my intuition tells me that this is like literally like sink or swim. We're either going to really, 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 really try, or we're, no more wishy-washy. I'm like, I do not want to spend the 1111 portal with someone who does not want to be with me. That's not an option. So I was like, let me know. But it was agonizing. Like it was agonizing. He literally didn't respond until yesterday at like 4:30. And which is, today's a Tuesday, so in real time, it's a Monday. And I was like, yeah, it had to have been, I don't know. I did a video too, like making chili, in hopes that like we would get together because it's like one of our favorite meals, and I thought, oh, that'll be a great thing for us to have. But I don't know. Maybe it's now is 48 hours. But either way, it was agonizing. But I'm almost positive I texted him on Saturday, meaning like, to me, it's one thing if you're busy. It's another if your phone is off. It's no, like all of us, especially in this tribe, we have an understanding with each other, right? Like if we're meant to, connect, we connect. And if we don't, we don't. If we message each other and don't respond for months, like we understand that that's because that's where we are right now. And we can't like, not can't, but we are choosing not to go in that direction because we're working on something else at this time. And maybe we can't hold the space for that, or we're not able. Thank you, Spirit. They've been helping me with my vocabulary, taking certain words out. So I had decided full on yesterday. I was like, no malice. I wish him well. I'm like, but this is bullshit. I'm like, how can you leave somebody hanging for that long? Someone who you claim to love, someone who, I was like, how can you leave them hanging for that long? I could never do that. I was like, I could never do that. Like I personally could not do that to somebody. If my phone was off, that's one thing, but it's like, this is my significant other. This isn't like my pals. This isn't, like a work situation or whatever. I'm like, this is my beloved. This is my betrothed. And I don't think that that's kind. And it doesn't mean we're over forever, but I'm like, but I want to be fully away from him. And then a few hours later, he sent me this very cute text and, was like, hey, he didn't even say, hey, I think he just said something like veggie rolls for dinner tomorrow. And that's like, there's this restaurant, our favorite restaurant in town, and they make the most amazing, like, rice paper tofu spring rolls. They're so delicious with this peanut sauce. 2727, another angel number. And we love it. Like we love these rolls, right? It's like, it's basically like the equivalent of buying me flowers, or like my favorite flowers, or taking me to see my favorite movie, that to me. And then all of a sudden it was like everything melted away. And I was like, wow, I really got in my head. And Spirit's like, no, you needed to go there. Your inner child. It's like, I saw this thing, and if they call me to, I'll put a picture in, always check out the community section. If you are a member, if you subscribe, then you can post in the community section, as long as it's, in the greatest and highest good of everybody. And if I don't feel like it's right for us, I will delete it. But I saw this really great thing about the 1111 portal, and I can't think of her name right now, but she's this amazing angel, and I follow her. Drink some water, Spirit said. Ooh, hello. That was my refrigerator. I don't even think I realized that energy was there. No, it's like it's got kind of calm. And she asked a question about our inner child. Oh my gosh, you guys. The very second I read the question, it said something like, I'm paraphrasing, but I promise I'll put it there because I really think it's important for everybody. And she said something like, what word, if you could ask your inner child right now to describe one word that would heal them, or something like that. And I swear on all that is holy, without even skipping a beat, I heard my inner child with the most sweetest conviction say, safety. Oh, it gutted me. It gutted me because my house was so abusive. My parents were young parents, 17 and 18 years old. And by the time they had me, they were 21 and 22. And it was, very abusive. My dad didn't hit my mom while she was pregnant, but they definitely still fought. And he was having an affair while my mom was pregnant with me. So I felt so much pain and trauma and suffering from my mom, and betrayal, and just like all of these things. And they're so connected and tied to Alder and I with his sex addiction and cheating and, you know, all these things and this displacement of safety and truth. And we spent years building that. And when we separated almost a year and a half ago, um, I just felt like when I found out that he was in a relationship with someone else physically, like a relationship, I don't know, I still don't know to this day what it is or if I'll ever know, but I definitely know it was physical. He didn't deny it, and ongoing. I was just heartbroken, and Spirit kept reminding me that we were separated, and I was like, yes, I understand that, and I understand that. When he left, I said to him, you know, like, I want us to both be who we are, whatever that is, whoever that is. But what I didn't think would ever happen was that, because we had gotten so close to Spirit. I mean, 11:11 is how we met. And we texted each other every day. If one of us was on the phone and we were away from each other, we would text each other time at 11:11. Sometimes at night when he was sleeping and I was on my phone and 11:11 came up, I would put time so when he woke up in the morning, he'd see it, you know, and that meant I love you. And we had such a kinship with it that we decided to go out into the mountains, and we did an old school, real hand fasting betrothal ceremony, like the whole kit and caboodle, food and flowers. It was like we basically like set up everything for a wedding. The only thing that wasn't there were other human beings, but all the spirits were there. There's this area in the Olympic Mountains where we feel really strong Sasquatch energy, Yeti, whatever the terminology. And Alder always says they're his people, which I feel that he's like so tall and skinny. And when he gains weight, it goes all on his belly, you know, so cute. But it was magical. We were along this really magical river that we loved, that we've camped on, that we've made love next to. It was just a really magical spot. And we actually laid Bubba to rest there as well. It's become like a favorite our little hideaway camping spot between these big elder trees. And I think you guys have seen them before. And I've made a lot of videos. I actually created a lot of videos the day that Bubba passed away. I didn't know that I was even going to do anything like that. I was so heartbroken, but it was just meant to be. So I wasn't sure what was going to go down today. But when he, you know, I specifically in the text said, like, I never really asked you if you actually want to be here. You know, and I emphasize actually and want. And I said, do you even want to hang out together on our 5-year wedding anniversary? And I left it with a question mark. And he left it there for like 2 days. Which, by the way, look at this light that's coming in. Do you guys see this light that's coming in from right here? Holy shit. So powerful. The thing that's powerful about it is that there's nothing over there. It's coming from the candle. Because look at, there's nothing over there. And like everything that's here, it's like you can see my drapes are pulled. There's no, oh, there it is. It's coming from the candle. And I asked Spirit, I put in a blessing. Look at this light coming in. I put in a blessing, kind of like a request, you know, from Spirit to align with us today in the most loving and natural way possible. So when he came in and said that he wanted to be here, I said, okay, nothing else matters, right? Like nothing before this day matters. How we move forward today is what matters. And we'll just keep trying, and we'll just keep trying, because I was like, I love him, but I won't be treated like this anymore. And I won't be in this entanglement anymore. And he's going to have to make a choice. So the white crane is a symbology or symbol in symbology that in a lot of cultures is associated with good fortune, longevity, and wisdom. Many times along this journey, I've wanted to leave my partner and walk away and many times on this journey, even with you guys. I mean, just as recently as like a week ago, I was like, I'm done. I really don't want to do my YouTube channels anymore. I feel like I need a whole new chapter. I feel like there's something, different waiting for me. I'm like somewhere out here in this portal in the abyss. I'm like, there's something. What is it, And then I started to understand what was happening. Wisdom, longevity, good fortune is the white crane. But the gray crane, it's a little different story. It's about hidden strength, resilience, yin energy, which is the divine feminine. Today is a 13, the number of the divine feminine. I'm like, see how these are all tying in? It's about mystery and elegance and power. The dark crane. It's interesting because Spirit was showing me, like, if you guys are familiar with, they're having me go down a little darker right now, the Lord of the Rings, in the beginning of the story, he's Gandalf the Grey. And he looks up to and respects Saruman the White. And they came up together. But Gandalf wasn't ready to be Gandalf the White yet. When it was time, he would be, right? Like, kind of like Clarence and It's a Wonderful Life, and like getting his wings. And I feel like a lot of us have been working so hard in this yin, divine feminine energy, trying to bring the light out, trying to, face the shadow and the darkness with wisdom, knowing that we are fortune, we are good fortune, we are the longevity, we are the wisdom, But with Gandalf, it was about aspiring to be Gandalf the White. And if you remember, he becomes Gandalf the White when he falls in shadow. The fire dragon came for him. When Spirit was having me pull my outfit together today, I was like, of course they're having me wear my dragon dress to hang out with Alder, Like, they were putting my outfit together, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so cute and so perfect. But also, it's a reminder, Alder needed to be where he was. He needed to go there. Whatever he needed, I couldn't give him. And Spirit called me to watch that movie, The Women. I still haven't finished it, but I didn't realize that it was based on an old, like, play that was like super huge in the 30s that became like a big movie. I believe it was in 1939 when I saw it yesterday. I saw I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that was based on that. It was amazing. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I feel like I'll watch it when I'm meant to, But there's something about it, and it's about women coming together. And the premise of the story is that this woman has been with her husband for 13 years. I can't even believe that's coming into the story too, but it's so interesting. I've watched it like over 2 days, and I still haven't watched the whole thing. I haven't like been able to sit through a full movie in a minute. But it was interesting because the woman, she finds out her husband's having an affair after 13 years, and the woman that he's having an affair with, wow, what is going on out there? Is it like a drag race? It's so crazy. Seriously, I don't remember but see, because like I said, it's sunny, it's beautiful, it's like November, it's mid-November, and it's Veterans Day, which blessed be the veterans who gave their life for us. Thank you, Spirit. And that's all over the world. They're doing it now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That was going to come into play today at some point, and here it is. So a lot of people are off work today, and it's beautiful. So that's probably why. And I live in a very touristy area, and it's like people love to hike and do outdoor sports here. And whenever it gets to that point, you know what I mean? It's like, so let's go down a little bit and connect more with this crystal energy. So we send them love, we send them well energy. I mean, even look at the box on the wellness library. It literally says positive vibes, good deeds, and stress less. I love it. I love it. I love it. So back to our story. So why this is all tying in is that the woman finds out that, or the woman knows he's married actually. And she coaxes him. And there's a scene where the quote unquote mistress and the wife run into each other in a negligee shop of all places. And she, the mistress is buying this very, very expensive negligees. And she's like, oh, put it on, my boyfriend, whatever's, account. And she's like, you know, she says his name back, and she goes, yeah. And she goes, you realize he's married? And she goes, not only that, but his wife is here right now, and she's one of our regular customers. And it just, this whole thing starts, and so all these women are there, and it's really funny and interesting, and it's so interesting. Even the tagline, I'll put, if they call me to, I'll put follow the link in the description box for the original trailer, or the trailer for the original movie. At the end, he says, I'm paraphrasing, but he says something so awesome. He says something like, a movie filled with women, a women about men filled with women, or something, or, but it was so clever, and it was such a great play on words, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, I get what he's saying. But it's interesting because, you know, there's this moment, and it's Meg Ryan, okay, is the wife, and Eva Mendes is the mistress. Now mind you, this movie is many moons ago, and I mean, they're both beautiful and sexy, but Eva Mendes, I mean, I remember when she first came out, she was like a sex pot, right, you know. So there's this moment where they're talking and everything, and Meg Ryan goes, you know, I really thought, you know, call me crazy, but I thought, as a woman to woman, if I told you, you know, that you're hurting me and you're hurting our family and blah, 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 she's like, that you would back off. And she's like, and then Eva Mendes is like, in my experience, she's like, men come to me because you can't give them what they need. And so she's like, she goes, I don't steal anybody that doesn't want to be taken away. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so powerful. So it just gave me a lot of pause for thought, and I want to watch it more, because I think she ends up staying with him, but I don't remember. I seen it so many years ago. But now I kind of want to watch the original. So, but do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I've gone through this like love, hate, I'm too good for you, how dare you cheat on me, you know, blah, 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 blah. And and what I'm realizing now is it's not even about the sex. It may look like that to the outside to people because he has a sex addiction and it's whatever. But I mean, would it be different if we stayed together, but like he was, you know, a secret gambler, and he told me he wasn't gambling, but then he was gambling behind my back. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because every single man that I've been with, and in long-term relationships, longevity, or almost married, had an addiction. Every single one of them had an addiction of some kind. And every one of them, the addiction was tied to something from my childhood, and from my parents, and from my father. So, you know, you may want to look at your relationships, you know, especially your love relationships, your romantic relationships, and see like what roles keep playing over and over and over, and what is meant to stay and what is meant to leave, you know, because it's a powerful energy, the shadow. And it can have a hold on us, like we, you know, like I said, I mean, I really genuinely, I had to sit with spirit and get my own, like many, 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 many times, to receive my own answers so that I could understand what was happening with Alder and I. And when I started to dissect it, I realized, I'm like, no, there were very long periods of time that Alder was with me and Baba. I mean, you can see it. I looked at old videos and I'm like, you can see his divinity. You can see his love. Like, there was no cheating. There was no, even though we spent like 7 years, like trying to like battle that and, you know, help him with his addictions and therapy and all of these different things. What I realized in the end was that an addiction is an addiction. It's just that some may seem or appear to be uglier than others, and they may affect others. You know, I mean, I knew someone who had I had a shopping addiction. I had to literally stop getting credit cards. I haven't had a credit card in so many years. I had to file bankruptcy. And it wasn't any other reason that like, I was like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. And I would talk myself into saying like, oh, I need this. Oh, I have to have this. Even like spending $700 on my credit card to throw a fucking Halloween party, because I'm like, oh, it's like my last party before we move and blah, blah, blah. Cause my first husband and I were, you know, talking about moving out of LA and back to Chicago. And I was like, oh, I'm going to throw the best party ever. And like looking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why did I need to spend $700 on a party? It went from like, I told him my budget was $250, which was no big deal. I used to make that in a night, you know, when I used to wait tables and fine dining. But it just got out of control. Like so many things just started to get out of control. And I realized that, you know, it was so easy to just swipe my card or swipe, you know, I have a food addiction. I mean, I can go on and on and on. my mom used to say, I was a bad boy magnet. But what I realized is I wasn't a bad boy magnet. I was a magnet of people who were magnifying the energy of my father, who was never really there. He was there. When he was there, it was either really awesome or really bad. It was kind of nowhere in between. And the highs and lows of it were just too intense for me as an empath. And so I'm starting to understand and unravel all of these things that have made me who I was, and now understanding like who I am and my divinity as I sit here with you today. So when I searched even further into the dark gray crane spirit, I couldn't even believe it when after, like, because the things I read to you, that was the order that I found them in, like the AI generated thing. And then when I got to like the end, it said transformation and change. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The 1111 portal on the third quarter moon, that's about transition and change and forgiveness, transformation, all of these like powerful things. And then this morning, I looked outside. I was really drawn to look outside. And this is the second time in the last few days that I looked outside in the morning and saw the moon so vividly. I took another video. It was just so powerful. And just the way that the clouds were and just everything was just really powerful. And then I saw the crane like a short time after. So that's when I realized, I'm like, this is some serious, like, and it's the number 7, and 7s are all about like cycles and change and transformation. We have 7 days in a week. We have a new day, a new week, a new month. We get all these new second chances. Alder's been working through what he needed to work through, and I am not ashamed to tell you that I've kind of freaked out, because when we were in a really good place, I thought we were in a really good place, and I thought he was telling me the truth. I just got this energy from spirit to check our phone records, and I hadn't done it in a really long time. And long story short, when I checked the phone records, I mean, it was like ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way this is a client. You know what I mean? Unless you have some psychopath client. And if you do, then you should be like reporting them to the police, because, receiving between 8 and 15 text messages a day, almost every day for several months, is not a client, So I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I called the number. I wanted to see if they would answer, because my phone comes up private. And, spirit had me set it up that way because I do so many phone readings and things like that. And unfortunately, you learn over experience and over time. And I just had some people who got like stalkerish. And so like, it was just easier for me to send it private. If I feel comfortable with people, I'll email or I'll text them, but otherwise I just keep it in the email zone. And sometimes they have me keep it in the email zone just because, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not a private thing, and my phone is like private. Does that make sense? But a lot of my clients have turned into friends, family, kind of thing, the family we make for ourselves. But anyway, they didn't answer, and I was waiting for like a voicemail, drink some water. And it said, I'm sorry, this mailbox is full. You'll have to call back later or something like that. And I thought, that is so interesting. So I couldn't hear a voice. I didn't know who it was. Had no connection whatsoever. So I let it go. And then a few days went by, and I was like, I hadn't seen him, and I knew I wanted to talk to him about it in person. And long story short, I texted her, and I did the same thing with as much love as I could. I said, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you are in a relationship with my husband, I said, he is very married. And even though we've been separated, and I told her like, this is the time frame that we've been working on things together. He told me he wasn't seeing anybody else, clearly from these text messages. I will say in his defense, they were mostly from her, but that's the way he just is in general. And look, he just took 48 hours to return a message to me. And to me and to him, he may not have even realized that but I feel like he knows, like that was, and we'll talk about it, when I see him today, but just because it was really intense, but also it's for me, right? Like he's not responsible for how you know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting here waiting just because I ended a text with a question and just because I can see that he read it, it's like, that doesn't, I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And maybe he's like working and it's like, well, I hope to hang out with them, but maybe he didn't want to disappoint me if he said yes, but he had a job that went over, because that happens sometimes. You know what I mean? So I started to think like, after he responded, I realized like just like this crazy whirlwind shit show I put myself through. But I realized it had to happen. It all had to happen so that I can have the consciousness and the clarity today, and to even share this very, very personal story with you on my journey with my twin flame. I mean, it's just been one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in any relationship in my entire life. And I've been in some doozies, and so she didn't respond, but I could see that she read it. So we must have like, that kind of thing where like I could see that, because it like shows like read, message read or whatever. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. But I left it alone. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I told him about it. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. And I didn't check the phone records again for a while. And then the spirit said, I was getting this antsy feeling, and they're like, it's okay. But of course I broke, look at 5115, which is 51 is 15, or 15 is 51 backwards, 5115. Or no, it was 5115. Thank you. I let it go for a minute, and then I felt this energy like I had to check the phone. I looked at the phone records. There was some after, but like not much, like maybe like, hey, what the fuck, or like, what's going on? Like, I can see that, right? Like, because if you find out that somebody you're with, I mean, I don't know what she knows. I have no, I still to this moment do not know. He didn't tell me. I didn't ask. It didn't come out. I was like, okay. So I noticed that was it. Then it was quiet for a while. And he and I have been doing really well, and I feel like we've been doing really well and just taking it baby steps. We hung out on Samhain, and we just had a really good time together, laughed and watched shows and had a dinner together. It was really, really fun. And then a lot of shit came through, though. I think you guys, if you watch the Samhain reading, you'll know. If they call me to, I'll put a link in the description box. But anyway, I digress. So I hadn't looked since before Samhain. And then I was working on the yard over the weekend, and I don't know what happened, if it's just because there's so much traffic and there's energy going by or whatever, but I just started to feel this really icky energy, like this really dark, icky energy, and I couldn't shake it. And it was like I was compelled, It was literally like a force. Like I went and looked at the phone records while I was raking the leaves. Like I literally like took a break because my back was hurting, because I'm still recovering from my back, injury. And I took a break, and I couldn't fucking believe how much from like November 4th until like when I saw it, just flooding of messages. So I'm like, okay. And as far as I could tell, he only messaged her back twice. So I have no idea what they talked about. I have no idea, whatever. But that's when I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this fucking, oh, what a tangled web we weave, I was like, I don't want to be a part of it. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like mine. It doesn't feel like me. And I had just signed him off. And over the last 48 hours, I've dipped down into some of the darkness that I have not like really tapped into, that I feel like I needed to tap into. So I'm actually in gratitude for that, because I don't know what transpired or what happened, because I told him the only way that we could keep trying after I found out, was that he couldn't talk to her anymore. And he was like, she's my client. I go, oh no, she's not anymore. I said, not anymore. That's always been a rule. If he ever crossed the line and had sex with one of his clients, he's a mobile mechanic. I was like, and some woman's trying to fulfill her fantasy to get her lube, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nope. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. So I told him that I said, I don't normally give ultimatums, but I'm like, you have to make a choice. It's me or her. I was like, you need to choose. And in the movie, I didn't even realize, like, and this happened before I even saw the movie. So it's just been like really interesting. So now I'm kind of curious, because when he said he wanted to be together today, now I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to find out. So I'm like, he either rekindled with her and realizes he wants to be with her, which I don't think so. I think he's going to tell me that he wants to keep us going. But, you know, it's going to be said. It has to be said, because there's no more, you know, I can't love you in the dark, right? I can't do Adele right now, right? It feels like we're oceans apart. There is so much space between us, right? It's like, you cannot have another person in the picture when you're trying to heal a romantic relationship. It's like it's one or the other. And I don't normally do that, but in this situation it is, because I am a child of the light, and so is he, and I walk with the light. And if he's not out of the shadow yet, that's okay. But I am, and I'm ready. New moon in Scorpio on the 19th, and then Sagittarius season. I mean, I can't even remember the last time that the most of Sagittarius season is going to be in Scorpio moon, which is like my moon, and I'm a triple Sag. I mean, this is like magic time. I'm a millionaire. I've been saying it over and over in my head. I'm a millionaire. I'm famous for being myself. I'm famous for just being me, because people need my experiences. People need my teachings, my knowledge, everything that I've brought to the table, that I have worked my ass off for through soul knowledge, through earth school, you know. And now it's time. And I won't walk next to somebody who isn't being 100% there. It's okay for him to be where he needs to be, but I need to be where I need to be. So I have no idea what's going to happen today, but I'm excited for it. And the 50th, I was like, oh, 50th anniversaries would. And I was like, I don't think what would I give him? I'm like kind of looking around, and I was like, oh, I remember when I had got my last batch of Palo Santo, and there was one that I was really drawn to, and I put it in my cupboard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm giving him the Palo Santo. So, you know, maybe it's because he needs to shed some, you know, or bless something, I don't know. But I just thought it was like so powerful, because the last part of the dark gray crane spirit medicine is darkness. It's about the transformation and change from darkness into new beginnings. And it's the third quarter moon where we transition out of it and we forgive. So I'm like, if he's willing to move forward and be 100% and be on the up and up, I'm all ears, I'm game. But if he's not, you know what? This is sink or swim time. But the fact that he's showing up today tells me everything. I'm so excited to see what happens, no matter what, because I do believe we'll find our way back to each other. But in this time, it's like, this is my time. I've worked my ass off for this. I've been performing. I've been doing all of these things, you know. My friend used to liken me to Stevie Nicks, because she's like, you're just that like enigma of like spirituality and art, and you know, and I feel like most of us here in this tribe are that. So with that being said, let me ask Spirit something. Okay. I was wondering if we were going to do a pick a reading of some kind. So they just want me to go into the wellness library. I love this. This is one of those really cool decks that comes into your orbit and you're like, where did you come from? I was at, I think Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and it was just there with like notebooks and pens and like, speaking of creative, like the art stuff. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. I'm like, where did this come from? And it says on here, 150 ways to slow down, stay inspired, and serve those around you. So let's see. There are 3 different decks in here, and we have stress less, positive vibes, and good deeds. And let's see which ones want to talk to us. And I'm going to put the wellness library back here because I feel like it wants to stay there as like our little... Actually, you know what they're asking me to do? To pause and take a breath. So let me... I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to start pulling cards. All right. I'll see you in a minute. Well, my. I love surprises. I love surprises. I actually really love surprises when they are this awesome, which means that as I was setting this up, all of a sudden I got this vibe from Spirit that they wanted me to do another video another day. So what you see before you is a pick-a reading. So I don't know if it's going to be, as of this moment, I don't know if it's going to be like, you know, good deeds, stress less, positive vibes, or if it's literally like all of them. You know what I mean? Like if it's going to be like reading 1, reading 2, reading 3, and then it's going to be like all the decks. I have no idea, but all I can tell you is that it's going to be a really great reading. And it makes sense because not only that we're in the 3rd quarter moon of transition and forgiveness, but we're in now the final stages of this last moon in Libra, the last week. So, this is the time of the moon cycle where we're winding down, because after today we'll be in the 8th moon cycle, which is rest and restore energy before we head into the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th. And we're going to have this, I'm so excited. So I hope you guys can make it to the private live event. And like I said, make sure to add your email address or send me an email or put your email below if you feel comfortable, or even if you have a website to like your business or something, you're like, you send it to that email address, whatever it is. If you would like to be a part of our live event, our live new moon in Scorpio messages from spirit, I have no idea what the theme or anything of that is going to be yet, but if you would like to be a part of that, when I looked up, it was 10104, because it was like 1 and then 4, because it's like new beginnings, the endings and new beginnings, and then 4. Today's a 4 number about stability and about a strong foundation. And I feel like moving forward, this new moon in Scorpio reading, we're going to get a lot of insight from spirit into how to really, really propel planet Earth back into the vibrational state that it was always meant to be in. But everything happens for a reason. So anyway, and also I just want you guys to know, on a side note, after I just told you all of that, right when they had me pause it and I set this up, I turn around and I see Alder walking up. Our date isn't for another hour. And that's why I was like, oh, do you want me to do another, reading, blah, blah, blah. But I need water, right? I live off grid. And so I need water. And he was coming back here. I said, hey, if you want to grab water today, I'm like, come back and, collect the jugs, whatever. You don't even have to tell me, whatever. I'm like, just come pick them up. And so I told him I was doing a reading and that if he messaged me, I wouldn't get it, until after the reading, because I put my phone in airplane mode. Long story short, I asked spirit if they wanted me to connect with him or let him be. And they're like, no, absolutely connect with him. I connected with him. We had an amazing hug and it was so great. Like a cute, happy anniversary moment. Just everything was so beautiful. And I don't want to say perfect because nothing's perfect, but it was like his energy was good. My energy was good. He had a really good experience this morning with one of his favorite clients who he just adores, this elder man who just adores him. And they're like a father-son relationship. It's very sweet. And so we ended up having this conversation, and then I was like, that's why spirit wants me to pause this right now and do the group picker reading, because it's going to be a group picker reading as far as I can tell. And I was like, I'm like, what do you have going on this week? I'm like, this is what I have going on. And so long story short, we realized that like today was the best day for us to go together. So we're actually going to go run errands. He was going to go pick up food and get water, pick up our favorite, meal, so we can watch movies and hang out. But now once I told him what was going on and he told me what was going on, he's like, it's a beautiful day. You want to go for a drive? And I was like, oh, it was like him, you know what I mean? And I feel like we're us. It's like, we're like peas and carrots again. And I know that it goes up and I know that it goes down, but right now I'm going to take the ups while they're here and know that, we are not the sum of all of our deeds and none of us are perfect and we're all doing the best we can here. Remember that, all of us. And I can loathe him or hate him or be angry with him or whatever. But you know what? Would I want someone to be angry with me if I was struggling with like the hardest, addictions or struggling, I'm like, no, we're here to like help each other, Anyway, I love you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this transmission on the 1111 portal from our ancestors and our divine family out there in the stars, in the cosmos, looking out for us. And I do think that this 31 Atlas that everybody's talking about, I do think it's good. I think there's something magical about to happen on the planet right now. And with all the shadow and darkness that's been happening, especially in the American government, It's so interesting how the power of the people and everything is, tides are turning, and they are here to lead the way for us. So if you can ride this 1111 energy as high and as long as you can. I don't know when they're going to have me post this or when you'll watch this, because I am in real time right now. And it's in like 12-ish afternoonish time on the 1111 portal. So hopefully I will get it out tonight. Alder has to get up early for a job tomorrow, so most likely everything will work out exactly as it's meant to. So I'm hopeful it'll get out tonight. And then I will get to this picker reading as soon as I can. I have a lot going on this week myself, and my plate just keeps getting fuller and fuller, but it's okay because I know this is exactly where we're supposed to be. All right, I gotta go because he's waiting for me. I love you guys so much. Until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be the light, the shadow, and everything in between. We are energy. We are love. Never forget that. And thank you to the crane. Thank you to the third quarter moon energy. Thank you to all the spirits and the energies and entities that were with us here today and that will continue to ride out with me today as I go into the sunset with my beloved, because I'm not giving up, because I believe in love and I believe in happily ever after, and I'm holding tight. And sometimes our happily ever after may have a few detours until we get there. Remember that. Okay. I love you. See you next time. Blessed be. Oh.